Letting go and breathing. Hey girl, hey. It's your girl Talisha. How are you doing? And we are back with another episode at Raw Woman Energy. And we are in our comfort favorite spot. If you do not know, we are in the bathroom and the tub, relaxing, soaking, and enjoying the recovery from our daily exercise that we just did today. Pilates is a monster. Pilates is a beast when I tell you, and it's so crazy because it gives you this visual that like, girl, that's easy. But once you get into the motion of really utilizing your hips and your legs and being in those positions, it's like, ooh, girl, okay, I feel it. But we're going to look back at this episode and we're going to say, hey, our body is transformed as well as our mind, and we are in the best shape of our lives. But before we get started into today's topic, which is letting go and breathing, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and listen to the video, the audio, all the way down to the end so that you can be able to pick up those gems that I will be dropping at the very end of the video. It is essential, it is important that you listen to the whole podcast in order for you to receive those gems. Now, get into the topic. Breathing. Breathing is an everyday activity. It is something that you have to do on a regular basis. If not, you are going to die, love. You are not going to be able to function properly. Your organs will shut down. Your brain will stop functioning. All of these things will occur if you are not breathing, which is why it is important. It is important to breathe through every obstacle, every transition, everything that you are doing to transform and walk in her. It is important because sometimes we can be in this state of mind to where the trauma stops us from breathing. The trauma allows us to be in a space to where we are forgetting to live. It is not a thing that it's, trying to kill you, but it is letting you know that it is still present. Have you ever been in a situation to where you had to find yourself to where you had to catch your breath? Like you didn't know you wasn't breathing at your full capacity and you had to stop and you had to catch yourself and you had to breathe in, and when you breathe in you feel like a little lightheaded because you didn't even know that you were holding your breath. That's trauma. That is trauma at the peak in the forefront of your life that is making you forget to live because trauma is living for you. It's time to let it go. It's time to let it go, sis. And I know you're like, but it's easier said than done. Trust me. I know this. Trust me, I know that it's easier said than done because I have been in those shoes. I have been in a place to where trauma was my guard. Trauma was my protector. Trauma was all of these things. Sorry, foot slipped on the edge of the tub. Trauma was my forefoot to where it allowed me to be always in a space of being on guard, don't trust nobody. Oh my gosh, did I breathe today? That was my mindset. Letting go of your trauma is hard, but it's also a thing that you have to do. It's one of those things to where like you have to ask yourself, is my trauma worth having? Is my trauma worth indulging? Is my trauma worth drowning in? Versus, am I worthy of living? Am I worthy of breathing? Am I worthy of moving on? You have to ask yourself those questions. You have to look at the pros and you have to look at the cons of your lifestyle. Is it worth being in misery, or is it worth coming out and you being in a space to where you can look back and say, yeah, that happened to me. Yeah, I endured it. Yeah, it was horrible, but I also overcame it. And I'm also breathing right now. I'm also in a place to where I can look back and say trauma was my downfall, but trauma did not kill me. Trauma did not cut off my air supply. Trauma did not allow me to be in a space to where I passed up blessings because I was too afraid to go receive them. Trauma is not going to be my beck and call. Trauma is not going to be that thing that keeps me in the dark and stops me from breathing and receiving my daily bread. It is not going to do it. We are not going to be in a space to where we are forgetting about the person that was before the trauma, and we are now the trauma, because trauma is trying to blind us and kill us so that we do not remember where home is. Where is your home? What do you remember about yourself that made you smile, that made you breathe, that made you laugh, that made you indulge in every single thing that life was throwing at you, and you had no worries or no doubts or no second guessings about where you were going, who you were becoming, and what you were receiving? Where were you in that place of living? Where were you in that place of thinking? How were you before the trauma tried to cut off your air supply? Breathing is essential to the soul. You have to breathe, love. Even if it's just sitting on your bed and you taking in those deep breaths in and out and just placing your mind in a place to where you knew you were happy. Finding your happy place. Finding the place to where you were the most happy and you found the most joy. For me, it has always been water. Water has always been my space, my comfort, my love, my home. It has always been it. And I always come back to it because it remembers me and I remember it. Finding your joy, finding your love. It is easy for me to sit here in this water and let you guys know the pain that I've been through because I'm surrounded by my comfort. What is easy for you to let go of all of those things that you have been through, all of those things that you have been tormented at, all of those things that you have been put in a space to where people tried to cut you off and tried to belittle you. Where were you before that? Where was your mental before the trauma? Being in those spaces of trying to let go is hard because pain is like glue. Pain is sticky and it's messy, and sometimes it's hard to peel off. Have you ever been, a kid? Well, I know you've been a kid before, but have you ever been one of those kids to where you sit there and you pour all the glue on your hand and you let it dry and you sit there for hours trying to peel the glue off of your hand? That is just like pain, sitting with yourself in silence by yourself and trying to remove those layers of sticky glue that is trapped between your mental, that's trapped between your heart, that's trapped in the crevices of your soul. And it's hard to peel off, and even it may hurt a little bit or sting a little bit because it's sticky. and it's trapped between layers that wasn't meant for anything sticky to be on. And so every time you try to remove it, you start to cry and you start to break a little bit and you say, I don't want to do it because it hurts. I don't want to. But if you remove it, you don't have to worry about keep reliving that pain of keep having to go back to remove that same sticky layer that you start but then stop. Be in a place to where you're just letting it go and you're breathing. Let go and breathe, sis. I have a story for you on this. So, one particular day, not too long ago, but it was long ago. I used to sit in this, I guess, in this space to where like I would sit and I would be thinking about these beautiful ideas and things that I can do, still do as far as thinking about the ideas part. But this is one thing that I don't do anymore. So I would be sitting probably in my room or my living room, and I would be thinking about all of these things that I can do. And then out of nowhere, pain creeps up. And it would be like a memory of someone tormenting me, or a memory of me getting my heart broken, or a memory of me getting cheated on, or a memory of things that happened to me as a child in the midst of me trying to create something beautiful. And every time it pops up, now I'm in a space of no longer thinking about the beautiful things that I want to create or want to build. Now I'm stuck in this place of darkness. Now I'm stuck in this and it's hovering over me, and I want to do the very thing that I said I wanted to do and the things that I want to create. And as soon as I start to try to build, the pain gets louder and it gets louder and it gets louder. And I talked about this on the last episode to where you cannot build a home on quicksand. This was me trying to build a business or build something beautiful on quicksand, because my past was trying to swallow all of the beautiful things that I was trying to build. And I could not understand why every time I try to start something, this thing want to come up and want to appear into my life, when it wasn't even bothering me at first, because I was just sitting there watching TV. And then it hit my head and it said, heal. Because you cannot build on beauty when pain is your face. Pain is the very thing that you are in right now. You're not in a place of beauty. You're in a place of pain. How can we build beauty if you're in pain? It's ugly, it stinks, it's dark. How can you build these beautiful things if you're in this space? It's going to crumble, because you're not going to want to do it do it in the most fulfilling way, because you're not fulfilled. You're not going to want to really go forward the way that you would love to go forward, because you're not in that space. The space that you're in is darkness. You're not really in a space of light. So what are we going to do to get to this point so that you can have the fruit of your blessings, the fruit of your labor, because you are not really doing anything to make sure that when you plant your seeds, those weeds don't come up and try to choke them to death. You're not plucking your weeds from around your seeds, love. There are weeds still around your seeds. Take those weeds out. Get on your hands and your knees. Get dirty with it. Get grimy with it. And get the weeds off from around your seeds so they can grow, so they can blossom, so you can become the virgin of the virgin that you want to become. Raw woman energy. Getting dirty, getting into a space to where you know that you're going to have to fight this darkness head on. No matter how many beatings you take, no matter how many losses you take, eventually you're going to knock it out. Eventually you're going to get in that ring and you are going to knock it out. You're going to knock it out. And when you knock it out, step out the ring and take off. And don't look back. And every time that pain tries to creep up, remember that knockout that you gave it. Remember every time it tried to play with you, you knocked it out. You have to be in this space in order for you to build and grow and become the best version of yourself that you can be. Because if you do not first tackle the darkness, you're going to be a walking lie. You're going to be still having this filter on, and every night when you come home and when you get done laughing and pretending and you're exhausted from all of the lies and all of the fake smiles and all of the pretending, you're going to remove that mask, and bits and pieces of your identity is going to fall with it because you are pretending to be something that you are not. You're pretending to be happy when you're not happy. You're pretending to be fulfilled when you're not fulfilled. You're pretending to be joyful and you are not joyful. Letting go of your past and breathing in your future, breathing in your harvest, breathing in life is going to shape you into raw woman energy. But Talisha, what's raw woman energy? Girl, I've been saying it. It's you, real, authentic, beautiful, unapologetic self. And you don't care about what anyone thinks about you or what anyone has said about you or what your past is trying to remind you of because you have already knocked it out. Raw woman energy. If you are ready to heal, if you are ready to be the very best of yourself, putting forth the work every single day, not every other day, not every other blue moon, not once or twice a week, every single day when you wake up and you see the sun hit your face or those cloudy skies cloud the sky, you have to decide today is the day that I continue to work on me. I have a course on school. The first 7 days is completely free. After the first 7 days, it is $20. After that, once you pay your $20, you will have all access to a 6 weeks, 6 course, 6 weeks, 6 courses. It is going to help you continue your journey. It is going to help you start and continue your journey into becoming the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. You have daily activities. Some of my therapy notes that I'm sharing with you. And therapy is private. Therapy is one of those things that, girl, I don't want you to know anything about me about. But I decided to share that with you. Putting in my therapy notes, giving you things that my therapist has told me so that I can be able to gradually become the best version of myself that I can become. Putting in those notes, those daily activities, those things so that I can fully become the best version of myself that I can be. And girl, when I tell you the transformation is beautiful, walking in her, you are going to walk in her. You are already her. You're not becoming, you are already her. You just have to remember. Remembering who her is, remembering who you are, remembering where home is, remembering that you can do it if you just continue to put in the work. What are you willing to let go in order for you to move forward? We're not doing this out of ill will. We're not doing this so that someone can get hurt. We're not doing this because we want revenge. We're doing this because we are tired. We are tired of the darkness. Leave me alone. Yes, I have experienced you, girl. But now it's time for me to put the duct tape over your mouth. You're going to sit here at this table because I know that darkness cannot exist without light and light cannot exist without darkness. So you're going to sit here at this table. Those are my kids in the background, y'all. Don't worry about it. But you're going to sit here at this table with your mouth closed and you're going to watch me eat my harvest. You're going to watch me eat my blessings. You're going to watch me grow from the very thing that you tried to kill me with. You're going to watch me grow. And you're going to sit there and say nothing. Y'all, here he comes. I told you every episode. Ow, it's like clockwork. It's like clockwork. If you do not know, I am a mother of 4 beautiful, beautiful children, and that is my son, y'all. He lost his first baby tooth yesterday. Oh my goodness, it was a beautiful thing. My last boy, my last kid, 5 years old, lost his tooth, and it was one of those moments where I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have any more babies. They're all big. They're all in this space to where they just doing their own thing. But like I say every episode, if you see him, if you hear him coming in here, that is what he does. He loves to check on his mom if he feels like his mom has been in the tub for too long. He's like, let me check on my mom and see what it is that she's doing. And so, yeah, that's what you're going to hear probably throughout every episode or every other episode, depending on his mood throughout the day. That is just something that he does. But moving forward and going forward, yes, love, please don't forget to just let it go and breathe and be the best version of yourself that you can be. Walk in her, walk in alignment, walk in purpose, walk in fulfillment, walk in all of the things that you know that you are capable of walking in. And don't let anyone try to hold you back or stop you from becoming the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. This is Talisha once again. Ow. With Letting Go and Breathe on Raw Woman Energy Podcast. We are doing amazing, y'all. So continue to be in the best era that you can be. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you can be notified every time a new podcast drops. And don't forget, if you did not catch it, if you did not understand it, there was gems that was dropped throughout the whole video, throughout the whole audio. So don't forget to go back. If you need to go back, if you need to listen to it, pick those gems up so that you can be able to walk in fulfillment. This is your girl Talisha once again. Enjoy your day. Mwah. Love you. Bye.